There are battles people never see, the quiet ones, the kind carried behind forced smiles, behind "I'm okay," behind another normal day. And sometimes, the hardest battle of all is wondering where God is while you're fighting it. Psalm 13 begins with words many people are afraid to admit out loud. "How long, Lord? Will you forget me forever?" That is not weakness, that is honesty. David was exhausted, not physically alone, but emotionally tired, spiritually worn down. He prayed, he waited, he struggled, and still, he felt unheard. Maybe you understand that feeling. Maybe you've prayed for peace, but anxiety still follows you at night. Maybe you've asked for strength while carrying burdens nobody notices. Maybe you've cried silently, hoping tomorrow would finally feel lighter. And maybe nothing changed immediately. That's what makes Psalm 13 powerful, because it speaks to real human pain, not polished faith, not perfect emotions, real struggle. David continues, "How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and day after day have sorrow in my heart?" That line feels modern, doesn't it? Wrestling with thoughts, overthinking, fear, stress, loneliness, regret. Sometimes the loudest storms are the ones nobody hears. The mind can become a battlefield. You smile around people, but internally, you are carrying pressure that words cannot fully explain. And the dangerous part about silent battles is that people often assume you're strong simply because you remain quiet. But strength does not mean you never feel pain. Even strong people become tired. Even faithful people struggle. Even David struggled. That's important to remember. The Bible never hides human emotion. It tells the truth about it. And maybe that is why these ancient words still touch hearts today. Because human pain has not changed. People still feel abandoned. People still battle fear. People still wonder if their prayers matter. But Psalm 13 does something beautiful. It shifts. Not because David's problems disappeared instantly, but because his perspective slowly changed. He says, "But I trust in your unfailing love." Notice that word, but. That one word changes the atmosphere. Pain was still present. Questions still existed. But trust entered the conversation. And sometimes, faith is exactly that. Continuing to trust while still healing. Continuing to walk while still tired. Continuing to believe while still waiting. That kind of faith is not loud, it is quiet endurance. The world often celebrates visible victories, but heaven also sees silent endurance. The nights you survived, the tears nobody noticed, the mornings you got up anyway. God sees those moments too. And maybe today, you feel emotionally exhausted. Maybe life has become heavier than expected. Maybe disappointment changed you. Maybe betrayal hardened parts of your heart. Maybe you feel forgotten. But silence is not abandonment. Waiting is not rejection. And pain is not proof that your story is over. Some seasons are shaping seasons. Even mountains are formed under pressure. And sometimes the strongest people are built during the loneliest chapters of life. Psalm 13 ends with hope. David says, "My heart rejoices in your salvation." That is powerful, because the chapter began with despair, but ended with trust. Not because life became perfect overnight, but because hope returned. And hope changes how people survive difficult seasons. So if you are fighting silent battles today, do not give up. Rest if needed, cry if needed, pray honestly if needed, but keep moving forward. One difficult season does not define your entire future. Dark nights do not last forever. And sometimes, the people who feel the most broken today become the strongest tomorrow. Keep trusting, keep healing, keep going. Because even in silence, God still hears the weary heart. Psalm 13.